Do you feel you play differently depending on which guitar you're playing?
Yeah, there is an element of potential, if you like, that comes out of... One of the reasons I stopped playing this, my favourite guitar, was because I've been playing it for about 6 years solidly, exclusively, almost without... I've had a Gaia tone, maybe a Burns, and an acoustic, but, you know, I had a few little guitars in the 60s, but mainly played this, and I got tired of it, you know. I looked at it and kind of went, oh, well, you know, I'm here again, you know. And after the Yes album, which, you know, I thought was a fantastic record, I really, you know, misguidedly or not, I was still searching for the sound. And one of the great things that lessons this taught me is it's very zen to realise that you spend years searching for something and find you've already got it. And I already had it. So all this searching across, you know, Switchmasters and L5s and stereo guitars and then Telecasters and Stratocasters. And, you know, in the 70s I basically played them all, Rickenbackers as well. And I did that because I wanted to make sure... Well, that's a lie, really. I was still searching for the sound I already had. And when I came back to this to do lead breaks and solos, which I did very often on those records, and Heart of the Sunrise was on this, and various parts of... Lots of Yes albums were after the Yes album. I found that I always came back to this because I played this guitar best, and I actually liked the sound of this much more than other guitars that I'd had. So even though I like my Fender periods, and I love playing... The one sound I can't get quite right on stage is that this doesn't sound like my Switchmaster when I play. It doesn't sound like it, and that's disappointing. So to get the actual sound that I used on that, I have to use that guitar because a 3-pickup Gibson with an all switch, you know, an all position, will give you the sound I got there, which is, I call it gulpy, you know, it's got a sort of hollowness in the middle. It's great, you know, it's a great sound, but you can't get it on this guitar. I'm experimenting with VG, you know, 88, because although at first, you know, I really liked it, I thought it was a threatening kind of idea to have a virtual guitar in a box that you could select all these sounds. But actually it's me, it's got my name written on it, it's the kind of thing I do like. So after years of advocating more of a straight guitar sound, guitar in amp sort of sound, you know, I'm now building into it. In the future I will be using VG more. And I like it a hell of a lot because I've realised, you know, just how sensitive it is and how subtle it can be. And how, you know, when I record it, I get sounds that I really, really like. And instead of going to the Les Paul, I can stay with this guitar, and it comes out sounding just like a Les Paul. And for those reasons, not just that one alone, but for those kind of reasons, getting the sound you want easily from one guitar, multiple of sounds. And it's really great when we're playing one guitar, and the sound is so apparently, distinctly unlike the guitar you're playing. Things about all instruments is not so much how you play things or what you play, but it's all about sound. And the sound, the tone, the tonality, the timbre of the guitar is what appeals to me. I think a guitar has to be beautiful. Music. Sorry, but I'm going to say something really unpopular now. Music has to be beautiful. Otherwise, don't play it to me. I'll give you a good tip, just to end on. It's a kind of classical tip. This relates to classicalisms about the guitar, but the tendency, we want to go out and play. You know, that's the first thing. You get the opportunity, you're playing. But if you can come back from that and hold back from that, instead of playing like this, but you play like this. You see me smile. I can tell this is music. This isn't quite so musical to me. So when I play a piece I did last night called In the Course of a Day, and if I can play that understated enough, I've got all the power I need. You know, you will feel as a guitarist, you will feel the power you have. but only when you take that power, not when you're driven by it. If you're just driven by the power, you'll play hard down, nose down, raving. But sometimes, particularly if you're playing a solo and you get lucky to be invited to play on your own, that's when you'll remember what I've said, and it's good advice. You've got to let the instrument play you more than you play it, because there's no sound in the guitar when you play it. When you let the guitar sing, rock, roll on its own, then you get the sound you want and you get the control you need to create dynamics. Because playing without dynamics is a yawn, you know. It's just too boring for words. So you've got to get dynamics in your playing, and to do that, you have to, you know, actually get a relationship going with the dynamics of the guitar. So Mood for a Day was a great example of that, how I had to, all at once really, record a Spanish guitar, not something I'd done a great deal of ever in my life. And I had to try and play it gently. I probably play Mood for a Day gentlier than I did on the recording, because I've learnt more about the tone that I want. So it's all about, you know, having some room, somewhere to go. It's like a car. If you get it and you just drive at 70 miles an hour, that's it. But, you know, you do have to get there. You have to get up to speed. And I think for a musician, speed isn't really interesting, but smoothness is.